Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this video, we shall be solving questions of exercise 7.4 on coordinate geometry. So let's start. So talking about question number 1, which says determine the ratio in which the line 2x plus y minus 4 is equal to 0 divides the line segment joining 2 points. Okay, let us first try and understand this question with the help of a diagram. So let's say these are 3 points where B is the point of intersection of 2 different lines. Let me make this also as a line segment. So let's say this is line AC and line segment AC, and this is line segment DE, wherein their point of intersection is B. So the equation of the line is given. So which line? So if I say the equation of the line DE, so line DE, the equation is given to you as 2x plus y minus 4. And then the coordinates of A and C are given, which are given as 2, minus 2 and 7, 3. So as discussed earlier also, that we'll be discussing only those concepts which we would have discussed in our videos when it comes to question solving or solving the questions. So now this is 3, 7. This is not 7, 3. Okay. Now if I have to write down the equation of a line which passes through 2 points, let's say A and C, the equation of the line can be written as, now first we need to find out the slope of line AC. So slope is nothing but y2 minus y1, which is 9, divided by x2 minus x1, which is 1, which is 9. And if I have to find out the slope of DE, I mean this is just I'm doing for the heck of it, we know that the slope of a line which is written in the form of AX plus BY plus C. So if there is a line which is represented by AX plus BY plus C is equal to 0, the slope here will be nothing but minus times the coefficient of AX divided by the coefficient of Y. So in this case the slope comes out to be minus 2. Okay, now once I have the slope, can I write down the line, the equation of the line AC, which is nothing but, if you have seen the videos, y minus y1. So y minus y1 is how much, which is y plus 2, is equal to m times of x minus x1, which is x minus 2. Correct? So let's say now these are 2 different equations that you have. So solving these 2 equations, we know that if we solve these 2 equations, now when we are taking this as a simultaneous equation and when you're solving for a common solution, the common solution is nothing but B, which is the point of intersection of 2 or more lines. That is nothing but the common solution. So the common solution would be nothing but, if I have to just substitute the value of y from here, how much is the value of y? Y is nothing but 4 minus 2x plus 2 is equal to 9x minus 18. Right? Now from here, can I say this is nothing but 11x is equal to 24, and I get the value of x as 24 by 11. Once I get the value of x, I can find out the value of y, but no, not required, because here I can simply write it like this is 24 by 11 comma y, which we had to find out. And don't waste your time in trying to find out y, because it is not required. You just need to find out the ratio. So you are supposed to calculate now. So let me boil it down to now A, B, C. So now instead of writing this as, so I'm just taking the LCM. LCM means that I'm multiplying all of these values by 11, and I'm only taking the x component, not the y. So can I write down this as 22? This already is 24, and this I can write it as 33. So what is the distance from here to here? 2 units. And what is the distance from here to here? 9 units. What is the ratio? AB is to BC? 2 is to 9. Let's move on to question number 2. Okay, question number 2 says find a relation between x and y if there are 3 points which are collinear. So we have done similar kind of questions. We'll do it once again. So if these are 3 points which are collinear, and I just need to pick up the values from here, x comma y, 1 comma 2, followed by 7 comma 0. So in this case, I can say that in this case, when I know that A followed by B followed by C are collinear, so I can say that the slope of the line segment AB, if it is equal to the slope of the line segment AC, that means in that case ABC are collinear. So what is the slope of AB? So let's put this as y minus 2 upon x minus 1, and the slope of AC I can say is nothing but y divided by x minus 7. Solving this, we get yx minus 7y minus 2x plus 14 is equal to yx minus y. So from here, can I say that, so have I done it correctly? Yx minus 7y minus 2x plus 14, and then we are saying yx minus y. Okay, so from here, can I say 2x plus 6y minus 14 is equal to a 0, which is just like saying x plus 3y minus 7 is equal to a 0. This is the relation that you get between the two variables and the constant term which is being used here, in case if these 3 points were collinear. Moving on to question number 3. Okay, question number 3 says, find the center of a circle which passes through the points. So you are supposed to find out the center of a circle. Let's say this is the circle now. You are supposed to find out the center. Let's say this is x comma y. And they have given you 3 different points which are lying on the circumference of the circle. Let's label these points as A, B, C. So before I begin, can I say OA is equal to, if I put this as O, can I say OA, this is the center point which is O, OA is equal to OC is equal to OB, which is nothing but equal to the radius of this circle? Do I know the points ABC? Yes. 6 comma minus 6 followed by 3 comma minus 7 followed by 3 comma 3. Okay, so I just need to find out the distance using the distance formula. Okay, so in that case, what is the distance OA? So when we are saying this, can we say that OA square will be equal to OC square is equal to OB square, which is equal to radius square? Of course. Without getting into the square root, I can say OA square is nothing but x minus 6 whole square plus y minus 6 whole square. Similarly, OB square is equal to OB is equal to x minus 3 whole square plus how much? Y minus 3 whole square. Similarly, OC square okay, let us say this is equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. So now when I do the first transformation that I am doing here is equation 2 minus equation 3. In that case, this gets cancelled out and you get what? Y minus 3 and we know that all of these are equal, so we'll say y minus 3 whole square plus y plus 7, y minus 3 whole square minus y plus 7 whole square is equal to a 0, right? So use the formula a square minus b square. So once you add, so you get what? 2y plus 4 and then you subtract. So once you are subtracting, in that case, what are you getting from here? So once when you subtract, so y minus 3 minus y minus 7 gives you minus 10 is equal to 0. So from here you are able to get the value of y as minus 2. Now once you get the value of y as minus 2, you can substitute it in any, but then that may not help because you require one more transformation from here. And what is the transformation from here? So maybe first you transform, or you can substitute the value of y in any two equations and get the value of x. So what I intend to convey now is, let's take up the value of y as -2 from here, and then we can use any two equations to find out the value of x. So in that case, what are we saying? We are saying that x minus 6. So I am asking you to do what? Equate equation 1 to equation 2. So we are saying x minus 6 whole square plus 64 is equal to x minus 3 whole square plus 25. Yeah, this is what we are saying. Then you take this on the other hand side, and then we say basically, so can I say now this is equal to a, if I bring it this side, this is equal to a 39, and this I take it to the other side, in which case I'll be able to say 2x minus this, and then x minus 3 minus x plus 6 will give me 3. So in this case, can I say that the value of x comes out to be 11? So can I say that the center point would be 11 comma minus 2? What have they asked you to find out? So they have asked you to find out the center point. Have we solved this correctly? Let me just check it out once again. So once we substitute the value, we get what? This is x minus 6 whole square plus 64, that's correct, is equal to x minus 3 whole square plus 25, that's also correct. So when I bring it this side, I get this, but when I take it on the other hand side, I get basically x minus 3 plus x minus 6, which is 2x minus 9, that is also correct. Further to this, when I subtract x minus 6 from x minus 3, it's just like saying x minus 3 minus x plus 6. So that gives me the value which I am getting. Now if I am getting this value, in that case, in all the cases, I should get the distance as, let me check whether this answer is correct or not. So if I am calculating this, I should get what? OA square. OA square basically comes out to be 11 minus 6, which is 25. 25 plus, so 11 minus 6 is 25. 25 plus 64. So we are getting it as 89. So in other cases also we should get the same. Now this is 64 plus 25. 64 plus 25, which is an 89, which is correct. And in this case we are getting 8 square, which is 64 plus 25 again. Okay, so this answer is absolutely correct. Okay, moving on to the next question, which is question number 4. So now question number 4 says, two opposite vertices of a square are given to you. Two opposite vertices of a square. Let me consider the square as, let's say, A, B, C, D. And here they do not say the first vertex and the, so when we are talking about opposite vertices, the opposite vertices would be either A and C or B and D. These are opposite vertices. Once I know this, I can consider any one of them. So in one case, I am getting what? -1, 2. So let's see. This I can take it as -1, 2. And this I can take it as 3, 2. Now this may be far away from facts. You may say, how can -1 be on this side? -1 can definitely be on this side. But when you are talking about 2, the y component being 2, and here also the y component being 2, how can they be opposite vertices? Two opposite vertices of a square. Find the coordinates of the other two vertices. Now my greatest query here is, when you are talking about the other two vertices, these two vertices, can they be opposite vertices? Can they be opposite vertices in the sense, now here the y component that I am getting here is 2, and here also the y component is 2. This is possible only when they are adjacent vertices. I mean, I doubt the language of this question. Maybe they would have wanted this to be specified as two adjacent vertices, and then they were looking in for the remaining two adjacent vertices. But taking the question as it is, let's see how to go ahead. So let me consider this as, So using the slope formula, so can I say that the slope of this into the slope of this should be equal to -1? Okay, so can I say that now y2 minus y1 is just like saying 2 minus y2 upon -1 minus x2 into, so when we are considering this and this, we will say 2 minus y2 upon 3 minus x2. This should be equal to -1, right? So let's say this is first equation. Second equation which we can form from here is from here, which is just like saying, now if I'm going from here to here, I can say that y1 minus 2 upon x1 plus 1 into what? So into now this, if I consider, so we will say that 2 minus y1 upon 3 minus x1, this should be equal to -1. Fair enough. But what is this going to result into? So you require many more equations like these. So for that you are supposed to use all the properties. Now what is the property other than this that you can use here is, we know that the diagonals bisect each other. So this dissection point, you will get it as 3 minus 1, which is 2, divided by 2, which is 1, and 2 plus 2, which is 4. So you get this as this. So from here you will be able to say that x1 plus x2 is equal to 2, right? And along with this you will be able to say that y1 plus y2 is equal to 4. Now again, there are few ways of doing this. Here you can make the equation from here, you will get one equation, you have another equation from here, and you can just combine and you can solve them. But then if you start solving, maybe it becomes slightly difficult. But then if we were to use some logic here, let us see what is the kind of logic that we can use from here. So can I write this as, this is either 0 2, this is 1 1, and the next is 2 0, and so here I can write it as 0 4 1 3 and 2 2, and then see how does it fit into the values which are given here. And what are they asking you to find out? They are asking you to find out the remaining two vertices. Okay, now from here it becomes very easy for me to guess, in case if I can just put up the values. So what is the answer from here? I can say one of the vertex is 1 0 and the other vertex here is 1 4, and we just need to substitute the values here and check whether the answer is correct or not. So this is x1 y1. So when we are doing this, so what are we saying basically? -2 upon 2, which is -1, right? Now -1, in that case this should come out to be 1, so which is just like saying 2 minus 0 upon 3 minus 1, which is 2, and the same thing you could have done here. So checking, you get the answer as correct. Though I would still say that when it comes to the language of this question, it is slightly, I mean for me this is making me go awry, because they say that these are two opposite vertices, and I am slightly skeptical, because if there are two opposite vertices of a square, how can their y component be the same? Can it be the same? It can be the same now, because I want to complete this discussion since we are looking in for complete and correct solutions. So can I have two opposite vertices wherein their x components and y components can be same? It can be, because now when I rotate it along one of its diagonals, let's say I rotate it and I make the diagonal AC like this, and the other diagonal is already like this, so in that case their y components can be same. So at the very beginning, when I thought of doing this question, I here refers to a student who is attempting a question. When a student thinks of attempting this question, this is the first thing that should come to a mind of a student, that is it possible that the y component of or x component of two opposite vertices of a square, can they be equal? Yes. If this happens, as a concluding note, if this happens, if their y components were equal, in that case, will it always be true that the other two vertices will have their x components equal? Please find this out. Maybe I have given you a hint here. If you feel that this video was really informative in terms of what we did, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you have already done so, click on the bell icon and select all so that you get regular updates from us. Thank you so much. Until next we meet. Goodbye.